Hello, my dear Scorpio. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 1st and June 15, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and show the love. I have put the astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it, so if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person of the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. I have added a new deck to my general readings that I have used successfully for my private clients for long periods. The lovely Osho Zen I will use for the more spiritual mid-month readings. The new deck is the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gome, illustrated by Will Worthington, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Scorpio, when I open your deck here, I see the Ace of Swords and the Strength card. So, it seems like you have a plan for your life, that you are very determined to reach your goal, and you are also ready to take on whatever challenge might come in this road. So we can see the sword is also lying there in the grass here. This is the Queen of this. The sword here, Ace of Swords, is given by the Lady of the Lake. You also have an eagle roaming there. Even if we use our mind, our heart always, Lady of the Lake is kind of like Queen of Cups. The heart always needs to be with us. And when we have a big heart, we also have a lot of courage, like with this 8, the Strength card. So much courage that you can lay down your weapons and still stand tall, okay? So, I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So Two of Pentacles is step-by-step change. It's like a transformation period, which you need to take a little bit slow, because you can easily come out of balance. It might be like, for example, leaving a relationship behind and stepping into single life, or it's some kind of difficult transformation where you need to juggle both your feelings and maybe new adventures that you haven't been on before. So it's about taking baby steps and being careful. And Ace of Swords it's like blood, sweat and tears, victory at last. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have Ace of Pentacles together with Ace of Swords. So both earth and sky. That's kind of beautiful. Ace of Pentacles is very feminine. Ace of Swords is very masculine. This is earth, tangible things. This is mind, vision. It's like you can use the resources to envision this thing, what it is, whatever it is that you want to have. It's like a new chance. It's opportunities that needs to be taken. We can also see the bear mother there. A little bit resembles of the strong female in the Strength card. You might need to have to stand up for someone else, or for what's right, or something like that. Show courage. Okay, so I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and the wheel. So Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is karma, it's repetition, it's miracles, it's synchronicity. The divine has taken over the steering wheel, or your action has got into a counter reaction. So it's things we can't really control, so it can be the challenge. But when we are in a situation we can't control, we need to put ourselves center and kind of accept the ride as long as the ride is going on, and also keep our awareness and knowing that sometimes either it can be consequences of your action, it can also be karma, certain patterns repeating in your life over and over and over and over again. So then we need to have both memory and perception to be able to see this pattern, how they are repeating, so we can do something about this, okay? So, 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Scorpio viewers. We have the jumper here, the wheel. Okay, I forgot to, obviously to say something about this. I actually changed to the Druid Craft Tarot because the Osho Zen was too many messages. They jumped like crazy, so they were always almost exhausting me. But 1 or 2 jumpers I can take, but not 18 minutes long shuffling of the cards. So I will continue using the Osho Zen, but for the more spiritual readings that's a little bit shorter. I might even make them even shorter, okay, more short, maybe with Celtic Cross or a star or something like that. But here we have the wheel and the strength card. What might I have forgotten on talking about this? Okay, so you need to face the consequences of maybe what you have done, or the karmic situation with honorable grace and strength and courage, and that will solve your situation. Be the bigger person. Show like, have a air around you of being like really unafraid. Don't be dragged along with fear if you're standing in a situation where you need to be like confronting someone, or someone is confronting you. Stay calm, breathe, stay awake and aware, like with the Ace of Swords. It's something important here. Maybe I can't really pick it up right now, but we remember that they came repeatedly, okay? So we know that it's something significant with these cards. So if it comes something more, I can go back and put the pieces together. So I want my dear Scorpio to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Scorpio, I have the devil peeking there as well, the Cernunnos, number 15. So what's going on for Scorpio? First half of June 2018. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds. Okay, so my dear Scorpio, this is your future there. This is your now there, and this is the past. So in the past we have the Four of Cups. So something presented itself in your life and you didn't want it. You didn't want to take it. You didn't want to take the chance. Maybe you didn't believe in it, or you felt unwanted by the situation. Maybe someone... it's like someone inviting you to a party, but you really know that they really didn't want you to come, so they just invited you to be polite. So it can be in a situation with work or family or lovers. It's like someone saying no to something that they really did want. Okay. And here, that's the past, so it's kind of May, and here we have the now, and here we have the Ace of Wands, so another ace for you. So it's really like you're beginning anew with something, fresh start, even though there might be old feelings lingers, what we saw with the Four of Cups from what have been before. Four of Cups, it's a person not wanting to take new chances because memories of the old, so we don't want to repeat our situation. But the reason to why life repeats itself, it's so you can get new chances and new chances and new chances to do it better, both for yourself and for others. So, but sometimes we can get a little bit tired, and we don't want to always be challenged and have to jump through hoops to make the divine happy. Okay, so we might be a little bit grumpy and say, no, I know you are going to trick me here and make me miserable, but you don't have to be miserable. It seems with the strength card and all that came, that you need to be awake, well trained, and you need to train you well yourself, so you will know the situation that you usually fall back into, like these repetitive patterns and the projections. So really get to know yourself and try to see the different situations that have repeated itself in your life from an above perspective, because we can be easily frightened and upset about things that really it just comes from ourselves. We have kind of become traumatized, so we are in a situation that's similar, but it's not it's not it's not dangerous, or it's not going to be as bad as it were before. I was looking on some TV series, and they were talking about, it was a female that had been in Iraq, and when she was in the traffic line in Los Angeles, she got really scared because it was dangerous in Iraq to be in traffic jams. Even though it wasn't that dangerous in Los Angeles, you can still be hijacked or something, but you aren't a sitting target for bullets usually. Okay, so that is how things can be repeating itself. So maybe we say, no, I don't want to drive in any traffic, even though if you drive in traffic, it might give you some benefit. You will be able to apply for a job, or you will be able to buy something you have dreamed of for a very long time, or go on an audition, or whatever it is. Meet a loved one. But I don't want to drive through traffic, so sorry, I can't come. But it's a chance again. Ace of Wands, it's a new beginning, new maturity. It's like you have gotten new tools, new spiritual directions. It's new strength that you can use, so overcome these difficulties. And here we also have the Ace of Pentacles again, showing that this is a second chance, or a 1,000 chance to solve this and to do this good. So try to muster up some courage and do it, even though you don't feel really up for it. Because if it is something that like with your logic mind, that this would probably benefit you, but your heart and soul is a little bit traumatized to gone through this thing so many times before, so it might be that if you kind of repulse this situation, or you don't want it, or it's like you just want to get out of there, but it is a good chance for you to fix it. And when you have overcome this it's like a memory. Mostly it feels like reminiscing something that was bad in the past. So when you have being able to digest that and stay with the pain, sit in the traffic jam, feel the adrenaline, sweat like you have never sweat before out of fear, and just stay with it. And okay, so I accept that I am scared to death in this situation. I accept that my body is really reacting as I would be in immediate danger for my life. I accept, and just feel the feelings. Eventually, when you have done this, maybe 20 or 30 times, you will get calmer. Your body will, since it's being listened to, and it can complain and tell how bad everything was, and you just listen and you just stay there with your awareness and attention. And it doesn't have to be this, it can be any kind of little, it's like a little bit of a phobia. It can be for relationships, or for taking career steps, or talking in front of people, or going to the store, maybe a social phobia of some sort, or it can be many different things. And what I said with the party, you might think that they invite you just of courtesy, but it might just be in your own head. Like, it doesn't have to be what's actually was going on. So sometimes the things repeat in our lives because we have a certain fear in that goes in a certain track. Okay, I know that people don't want me near them, so if they ask me, they can't be serious. So this is something that you are repeating in your own head, and it's saying nothing really about the situation on the outside, why they are actually asking you to come. So poor Scorpio. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is a person that have been to battle and have been wounded, and their body is remembering the wounds and might not really have healed from it, and therefore also the mind is very suspicious. It's like a person drawing a line in the sand, and I'm not going to go through that again. It's never going to happen to me again. I'm going to protect myself better. So we'll see, they are ready for a fight. And therefore, when someone asks them, imagine asking this person to a party, he might take that that wand and drive right through you because he thinks you are the enemy. And it's just in his head. You were just coming and asking him to a party. Okay. And here we have the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles might be the party itself. It's a place of value. Can be gathering amongst friends. It might be your house, a house you live in, a company you work for, your actual family, a marriage, something like this. It's a place of value where you have a lot of this. You have taken a lot of chances and built upon them. So you got something that's kind of rich. And this card in the Tot Tarot is talking about you need to share your riches with the world. In other case, they will become like filled with dust and with no shine. So this person, of course, is not going to share their riches with the world because they are kind of withdrawn here. It's 9 also, so it's connected to the Hermit. And therefore it can be hard for this person to share what a wonderful person they are in a social situation. For example, they will feel very awkward and will not talk freely to other people, and they will keep their mouths closed in front of their tongue, so they won't say something stupid or invite people in too close so that it will start to hurt or whatever is going on here. So next card here is the 4 of Wands. So now we have had 2 cards for houses. So I'm thinking there is a beautiful stability for you and people that loves you and welcomes you and want you to be there with them. This might be you maybe trying to invite a person that is grumpy like this, and you try to persuade them that it's safe to be here. Look, nothing bad is happening. See, we are taking care of you. I invited you. I will be your host. I won't leave you alone, so you will stand there looking stupid. So it's like being very suspicious and then having people around you showing love, okay? Showing that they care, showing that they are trying to make it better for you, or you try to do this for another person. You try to show them that it's safe. And then we have the 5 of Wands. So 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands. It's the battle again. And we have the black chicken here. It's like an unlucky symbol almost. She's very beautiful, but still. Okay, so it's like misunderstandings when people have this mindset of being very suspicious. Even the most beautiful situation might end up in a conflict. So it can be a number of different things. You hear something, a person is saying something, and you misunderstand it and think that it was a direct attack on you when they were really just talking about their day at work. So it's this hopped up energy where we are really ready to become attacked or to defend ourselves. So even in the most peaceful situation, we will find a reason to feel offended or feel attacked or feel that we need to prove ourselves or fight for our right to live or whatever it can be. And here we have also a 10 of Wands. 9, 4, 5, 10 of Wands. It's very intense. It's not really, I don't feel immediate aggression. I feel more this anxiousness, like what I have told you before, like this racehorse in a starting box or let loose in a living room. It will, since it's ready for a race, it's have the adrenaline pumping through its veins. It's not suited to be in a living room, and this is kind of a living room. It kind of needs to be on the battlefield or in the racetrack to make a way for all that adrenaline that it has mustered in its body. And why it has mustered it in its body was because of the memories. Like, it has known since it was 2 years old. People have dragged it to the race track and made it run. So it knows as soon as the truck is being like coming close to the stable, the horse will know, I'm going to a race. So it's going to be totally pumped up with adrenaline. And this is probably you. You're pumped up with adrenaline because you know what to expect from this situation. At least you think so. So the horse this time was taken to somewhere else, but it still have this adrenaline rush because it's expecting a race. So you have the same, it's like a biochemical reaction in your body to something that you expect, but it's actually a very, very calm situation. But since you have this previous experiences and the current mindset, it's going to be very difficult for you to handle yourself in this situation. So the Ten of Wands can be carrying a lot of burden. So burden can be memories and carrying them uphill here. So life becomes a struggle, like ordinary Los Angeles traffic, or a party among friends, or taking a test, for example. Even if it's a test that you would be able to do with your blindfold on, you're still nervous because you have taken tests before and you're always become nervous. So it's something like this. It might be ordinary stress as well. Maybe you are at work or at home and have a lot of stress in your body because your body remembers a situation where you have been stressed, or you have a constant level of stress in your life. So even to just stay at home and rest might make you totally exhausted because there's so much memories of stressful situations, so your body just can't relax. In this situation, I would recommend staying with the stress and doing a lot of mindfulness, like feeling your body from the inside, starting with the toes, feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, just going through the body, and also doing mindfulness, yoga, meditation, long walks in nature, sitting out in nature, maybe close to water because there's a lot of fire here, and you might need to be closer to like the feeling that you had in the first place that caused this kind of stress. So for most of you, this will be in the past, but for some of you watching in May, it might be going on right now. Like you are in ordinary situation, you get a lot of stress, or you believe yourself to be in a situation that's dangerous, or where you need to defend yourself, and you're really not. You are causing this with your own memories of trauma. Okay. And this is in the now, and we have the Lovers underneath the Nine of Wands. So for many of you, this might be difficult situation, like memories from relationships that mostly triggers you. So maybe you are fine in the most situation, but when it comes to relationship, you get this, it's like a trigger for you, and you get speeded or very suspicious. But it can also be like a love situation. We have the Four of Wands here is marriage. This is this is a wedding ceremony, and this is a marriage, and this is a lovers couples. But it's a lot of tension in this situation. And here we have a Five of Pentacles. So it's like feeling on the outside of this Ten of Pentacles. So if we have often find ourselves to be socially awkward, even if we are invited, we do belong, people do enjoy having us there, we live with this kind of suspicious mind that no, they don't really want me here. It can also be a person becoming jealous because they don't believe that a person like the person that they are with really could love them. So always imagining that that they are being betrayed, or someone is going behind their back. So this person here can become possessive of the person they love, and they also probably don't love themselves enough to feel secure in these kind of social situations. So we'll see where it goes. We have 2 5s already. So 5 is conflict and disharmony. And here we have 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords underneath 4 of Wands. Okay, so I'm thinking most of the stress that you feel is because you think that you need to be in a certain way to be loved. Yes, of course, if we are bullying other people, you know, stealing their hats or their books or their lunch or maybe always teasing them or whatever we do, of course people will be tired of us. But I'm thinking anyway that you are trying to be someone that you're not, to be loved, and that's where this nervousness comes from. And if you would relax a little bit and kind of be like, they can love me or not, I love myself. So taking your side all the time, I will go to the party even if no one accepts me, because I accept me. And I will do the best I can to have fun there. I don't need anyone else's approval. So I go there just for the chips and for the wine, and and then I'm out of there whenever I want. I don't have to stay for someone else's pleasure, and I don't have to leave because I think they don't want me there. So it's you that can change this. You hold the keys to your own person and your own nervous feelings. When you start to fill your own needs. So what do you need to feel secure, to go through traffic or to travel there and there, or to go to this social situation, or to be at work? See what you need and start to give you yourself, fulfill your own needs and take much better care of yourself. Stop imagining what people think of you, and start to approve of you instead. Every time you think like, oh, they are going to think that this shirt is awful. Instead, you go to the mirror, you look at it and see, do I like it? Does it feel comfortable on my body? Is it like in line with how I feel today? And don't care anything about what someone else will say about your shirt. So this will make you much less nervous when you stop trying to figure out how other people will approve of you or not. When you start to approve of you and take better care of yourself in different situations, you will get less anxious. And here we have a 6 of Swords. So 6 of Swords is, it's kind of this alignment what I talked about. It's when head and heart starts to become more aligned. You actually accept who you are and what you feel and what you like and what you don't like, and you don't try to fit into a square, but you really try to find out who you are. So this is the 6s that makes harmony out of disharmony. When you decide, you take all your different archetypes, maybe the hermit that has a lot of wise instincts about the situation, you listen to them. You listen also to the warrior here that wants to protect you in different situations, and you listen to the witch here that has the connection with the divine and her intuition. So you start to listen to all parts of yourself more equal. The hermit can be a little bit antisocial, for example, so maybe you can't stay that long, that maybe the witch wants to stay all night, but the hermit doesn't want to, so you might need to compromise with yourself. And here we have a King of Pentacles, and it comes underneath 10 of Wands, and you have the 10 of Pentacles as well. So you take your castle with you wherever you go. You become sure and calm and, you know, self-loving, and you take your boundaries with you wherever you go. You don't have to stay indoors. Now you can go wherever and have whatever clothes you want and do whatever you want, as long as you don't hurt anyone else or put your crap in front of their path. So the King of Pentacles can also be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in your life, or any kind of authority figure, or it can be a farmer, healer, doctor, a father figure, your boss at work, but maybe then a boss that's more nurturing than the archetype of a boss. Okay, so a person that you can go to with your problems and getting good solutions. So it seems like you find this is like the opposite. The Five of Pentacles, it would be a person standing outside the King of Pentacles door and not be able to come in. But you can make this King of Pentacles to like the castle to your own by taking better care of yourself and as I said, let all your archetypes work together. Then you will be able to be this strong and calm and grounded wherever you go. So it's a very, very good situation. So you seem to be able to solve it with, it's like you have a toolbox with new solutions that you can start to use to make yourself more comfortable in any kind of situation, even the situation that might have caused a lot of stress before. Talking in public, to, for example, 10 of Wands, very stressful situation, and you will be super calm because you don't no longer try to be in everyone else's head and figure out what they think about you. You see what you think about you and what you like about yourself, and you support yourself. So then the nervousness is gone. The anxiousness is gone because you don't think in the way you did before that actually made you nervous. So that was June, and here we're going into the later part of June and July, because this is first part of June. And here we have the Star card. So 9 of Wands, the Lovers, and the Star. It seems like your relationships are healing, and it's also this that you might have certain relationship in your life that's very important, yes, destined relationship that's here to heal you. Even if the person is or the situation with these people are very difficult, it's just here to heal you. It's like the old drama is being set up and you are supposed to do in a new way. So for example, to not stress yourself out. So the situation is the same. It's just you that's improving every time, and because of that you make things better and better and better. So the Star card can also be Aquarius, the Lovers can be Gemini, and we have a Capricorn there as well. And here we have the Three of Cups. So this is you not being socially awkward anymore, but actually enjoying the situation and feeling included. So by you becoming more calm, you also act more self-confident, and that makes people being more attracted to being with you than if you're always nervous and second guessing yourself and have sweaty palms because of your adrenaline rush in your body. So when you are better to take care of yourself, you calm down, and therefore you can become also more social and enjoy social situation much more. So Three of Cups is also saying a little bit like what the Star card says, talking about like soul families. Okay, you are coming together. When you become your true self, you will attract the people that likes the person that you are, instead of people that like the person that you tried to be. Okay. And here we have the Magician. So I sensed him all the time because he has all the aces here as tools in front of him. So he can use whatever tool he wants that applies to this situation. Ace of Wands, like inspiration, ideas, feeling strength and following your longing. Ace of Swords, being clear and sharp in a situation, using your mind and your logic. Pentacles, putting in work and effort and material resources into something so it can grow. And Cups, being able to be empathic, feel your own feelings, and thereby having like a compass showing you where you need to go and what you need to do right now. So you are becoming, by like taking off everything that didn't really benefit you, like this being nervous or trying to figure out what other people thinks of you, you become a much more stable creator, being able to create much more beautiful things in your life. When you believe in yourself, trust in yourself, love yourself, align with yourself, what you create in your life will also have this quality. And here we have the world. So the world, it's like a diploma saying, well, you made it. You were able to burn this karma, or to put it to rest, because now finally you find a way to deal with this in a way that freed all the energy from this karma. So you are not bound to this anymore. And again, it's talking about soulmate situations, people that you have worked together with in many, many lifetimes. So maybe you will also become grateful towards the situation you have been in that have been very difficult, but actually taught you the things that you needed to be taught to be able to come to this kind of freedom. And the last card is the Ferret. So the Ferret is the Alchemist card, Temperance card, and it's 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's connected to the social situations with the High Priest, like society, home, marriage, stability, tradition, culture, all these things. And that kind of leads to war sometimes, because one culture doesn't like the other culture and they are scared of each other, and then there's swords everywhere, okay? But the Ferret is a little bit less scared, or she's better on taking on new things and not be nervous about it. So she's like a scientist, meeting new cultures. It's like National Geographic, or someone going to the North Pole trying to figure things out. So in a relationship, this is a great attraction, because you are attracted by something that is a little bit unfamiliar, but also triggering something inside of you, making you very curious on what's going on. So with this World card and the King of Pentacles, you might become attracted by a King of Pentacles, or you might start to attract a lot of money, or a lot of stable situations, maybe business ideas, or maybe you will get like a bigger group of friends, or maybe you will attract a dream house of yours, something similar to this. And it comes out of your courage to not be so scared of a strange situation or unfamiliar situation, but actually starting to be calm wherever you go, because you're more calm in yourself. You don't stress yourself out trying to figure out what a million other people thinks about you. You decide to just love yourself, okay? And also that makes you more curious and open towards strangers in your life. So it will probably boost your social situations in your life. When we are not so scared of strangers, we might be able to welcome them instead. And if these strangers doesn't seem to be that nice, with this self-love and strength that we saw with the first card that came, you will actually be able to deal with that situation too, because you have your boundaries with you wherever you go now. So you won't be overrun, and therefore you can be even less nervous, because you know also that you will be able to handle also conflict or difficult situation with grace. So you take the chance and you develop yourself spiritually, and you learn more about yourself, and you expand your awareness, and you're able to vision new things and also integrate new things. So it seems like a shift is going on in this reading, from a very nervous, anxious mood to figuring out that, well, it's all on me. I have locked myself into this prison. And when you realize that, you also are able to take yourself out. It can be as easy as being afraid of spiders and learning to be closer and closer to them until you can hold them in a glass jar, for example, and then don't have to be hysterical every time you see a spider. So maybe you can even have one in your hand eventually. And spiders and different animals, if you are scared of them, it's always like a symbolic meaning to it. It might be that you know something about what's going to happen in your life, but the only thing that's left of this knowing is being scared of spiders. For spiders is destiny, so maybe you know something about your destiny that you're really scared of. It can be different things, but if you have a phobia like this, you should check out what the different animal or situation or symbol can represent. So I'll read a central card for you since it's very important for the whole reading. There, it's the central card, so it's affecting all the other cards. You may be feeling caught or trapped in a situation as if you are a victim of circumstances or of another person, and you could be experiencing confusion, fear, and loneliness as a result. Remember, though, that the number 8 signifies completion and manifestation, and that sword signifies the power of the mind. There is the potential for completion, the world card there. Where were I? Yes, and therefore an ending of the situation. And the card is suggesting that the way this can be achieved lies in the correct use of mind. So not thinking bad thoughts anymore. Your sense of being trapped or bound may stem from the beliefs you hold or your attitude. Just as the mind imprisons, so it can set us free. Even if you are the victim of a very real situation, imprisonment being one of many possibilities, how you experience the situation and ultimately how you find liberation from it will depend upon how you use your mind. Until you realize this, you will feel trapped, but once you take up the sword of your mind and use it as its deepest level to liberate yourself internally, you will discover that it's easier to free yourself or walk away from a situation than you ever imagined. The way to access this level of mind is through the wisdom of the heart and through spiritual practice. So it may be helpful to stop trying to think your way out of a situation and focus instead of building your spiritual practice and on meditation. The hardest situation in life often offers the greatest spiritual rewards when the initiation they represent is fully lived through and realized. And the spiritual practice is what I told you, mindfulness, but also every time you think a bad thought, replace that with acceptance. Like, I accept that I am nervous about this situation, but I also love myself, and it's nothing to be nervous about because I believe in myself, I trust in myself. So just change the thoughts, or first be aware of having the thoughts and then change them. So I will also take a Sacred Rebel Oracle card for you. See what's going on with Scorpio in June. Okay. Visions of life beyond death. So, owl, wisdom symbol. And peacock, it's pride and raven, intelligence, 44. Yes, there it was. So, a sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see, what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. So this is what I talked about first with projections and having memories that makes you see something that's not really there, a danger, for example. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed as an irritation or irrelevance may be seen to have great spiritual significance. Mundane as something once appeared, it could be now, as mundane as something once appeared, it could now be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, or to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss, it does provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transform into peace. So it's like you're struggling with your inside, but and maybe old loss, but when you face it, you accept it, you recognize it, you give it attention, being adult about it, staying with it like you were the mother of this wound, and just feeling whatever panic attack or phobia reaction that you have to feel, and just stay with it. Things will be able to transform. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path, or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way of stagnancy, out of the stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. So that's the real gift in this, to be able to see things, to become more awake. Just be aware more about what you are thinking and what you are feeling. And every time you think obsessively, just feel your body instead. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeling, feeding yourself or telling yourself may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you, but the vision that is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock, surprise, or the moment of embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under a false assurance or deluding yourself about the truth of a situation. Those moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that you are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one, like with the first, expanding your vision, being able to take in new things. They are a sign that you have outgrown your old vision in order to live in a bigger one. This is good. There might be a moment when when your ego feel a bit dented, but sure enough, that too will pass. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you. You are watched over by life and held in protection. Whatever has been bothering you will not be able to harm you. You will prevail. If you are concerned that someone is getting away with something or blocking your path, and it seems there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. The all-seeing eye of life perceives everything without exceptions. It is the universal mother with eyes not only in the back of her head, but in every living cell of life itself. She misses nothing, and the truth of her vision will always be met with justice, mercy, and wisdom. So, this oracle is asking you to shift your perspective and look at the issue of concern a little differently. Well, it summed up the reading quite well. This seems to be the issue at hand, that you need to become more aware what's really going on, because you might live in an old world, even though it has become new, just because your old world was full of wounds and fear and traumas. The new world might not be, and you haven't really discovered it yet. So you have something beautiful to discover, that things is actually better than you thought. It's just that your thoughts are getting away from you to perceive the new reality. But here it comes. Here you shift when you take control of your thoughts and start to become see the truth and become more self-loving. So that's all what's needed. Okay, so here's your reading. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and I want you to take really good care of yourself. And I welcome you back to my June reading that I will perform in beginning of June. Okay, my mid-June reading that I will do in the beginning of June. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.